You guys, I try to bring you great guests. So what did I do? I called Michael yesterday, and I put him on the spot. And I said, Michael, can you come in and sit with me tomorrow? And I thought maybe he'd Zoom in. He's like, yeah, I'll be there by 9:30. I'm like, what? Okay. Yes. Then I said, will he really be in there by 9:30? I'm like, let me make sure I get really good donuts because Michael's coming in. And you walked in the door early. You paid out.
Got in here. I run a tight schedule like that now. You know, I get from that Fox slot. Sometimes I'm off the air at 9. I'm on a 10 a.m. flight. Of course, I'm real. You know, I don't fly private. I only fly commercial. I'm scared of the little plane.
Man of the people.
Especially PK post-COVID. I don't mess with them. Mm-hmm. So now, you know, I got everything set up at the airport. We're great friends. They understand I'm always be running right up to the door. Not the door. I'm going to always run right up to the door.
The dough.
It's the dough. You know, don't close that door. Wait. Okay, come on. Michael, again, Michael. Yeah, how you doing? Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And I get on the plane. You know what I mean? It's all tight. I'm running a tight schedule. Real tight schedule.
Seat one, Irv?
Seat one, Irv.
C1, right. Well, not one because my knees are bad, but in 2, anything back from 2. I just can't sit bulkhead. And people get on me so funny because they like, why are you afraid to fly private? But you fly all the time. I'm afraid to fly, period. But I'd rather fly commercial because I think they got more than one engine on them planes. And really, I saw it one time. It was a plane. Remember, it caught on fire. One of the engines caught on fire. They turned that plane around and got it back to the airport. I said, I'd never fly on anything but them things right there. Them commercial planes, where one engine goes out, I got another one. But let me tell y'all something. When I'm on the planes and when I first sit down, everybody, look at this thing. And they get their phones out, right? And they're like, act like they're texting and taking pictures to send everybody. And then, of course, I get on, and then we hit a turbulence. And I grabbed them so strongly, right? Because I get so scared. And they be like, ooh, wait a minute. I said, oh, you ain't so happy to sit next to me now, because I really get scared. And man, I don't know why I can't do it. I just get scared. I've been working on it. You know, like all the things, my anxieties, they say if you hold
pressure
it.
Points. Yep.
You know, stuff like that. It helps sometimes. But yeah, I'm scared to fly, even though I fly almost every day.
So, hold on. There's so much to unpack here. This is my favorite conversation we've had in a long time on the show. Okay, so Michael Irvin here on the Rich Eisen Show. By the way, 844-204-RICH is the number. He's willing to take your questions, people, so start calling in.
So much stuff going on in free agency right now. With this crazy.
Wait, we're not going past the plane thing. Okay, hold on. So, what's the craziest thing somebody next to you has done on a plane? Do people, like you said, people take surreptitious photographs, but
right. Well, now. It's only been about a couple of years that I really stopped flying private. And the last time, I think it might have been one of the fights in Vegas. You know, all my friends have planes, all of them. Michael, let me send you an airplane. And right, they'll send me a plane. I had some business in Abilene. I was in Dallas, and they'll send a plane. It's a G6, beautiful plane, big old. That's a beautiful plane. I walk up to it, and I'm about to get on the door. I start sweating heavy. I turn around, I go right back at the regular airport, go get me a Southwest Airlines ticket.
No way.
No. You can fly the plane, but pick me up at Southwest Airlines. I'm coming in right now. I ain't getting on it. I get scared. You know, everybody else be trying to get them shots walking up. I'm not that man. I don't care about those selfie shots walking up to a private plane. Get me somewhere safe and on the ground. So, you know, I don't know, man. It's just crazy how it is. Now, my guy John Saka, we were coming out of Las Vegas, and I had to go see this fight, and I had to make it back here, so I had to fly private because I had to work Sunday, and it was a Saturday night flight, and I said, okay, I'm going to try it. I get on this plane, and we're taking off. And coming out of Vegas, there's some turbulence, you know. Ooh, oh, my God. And they're just making a joke about it. I literally wanted to rip his damn head off. This is not the time to be joking. I was scared for real. And that was it. I'll never get on it again because your friends know that you're scared, and they think it's a damn joke. And they get you up there, and that plane start playing. Hey, Michael think he's going to die. I really think I'm about to die. And they joking like it's a joke. I'm like, dude, Boy, you really test our friendship. Boy, I'm about to whoop his butt up in that plane. You know what I mean? I was scared, man. So I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't even do it. For that little selfie shot. Y'all just doing it for the selfie shot.
No, I would do it because it's nice.
Please, man.
And I hate airports.
The plane, man, I need a big plane. A big plane.
You need like a Jerry Jones plane.
Jerry, I've taken Jerry plane a couple times, you know, but I kind of had some help. They gave me something to take to kind of knock me out and then wake me up when I get there. Like when Miami played Clemson in the championship game, and I had to be back here Sunday morning. I took Jerry's flight, watched my son play in Clemson, and and I made it back. But I took something. I was gone. Wake me up when I got there. I said, hey, that was a great flight.
That's how the A-team used to get BA up on the flight.
As long as I'm out, I'm okay, but I can't take, because I don't do roller coasters and all that old bumping and I hate roller coasters. I work so hard now, man. I work too hard to finally get a little bit of money to get up in one of them planes and don't come down the right way, if you know what I mean.
Ask Rich how many times I have texted him, I don't think it's going to make it. I think we got too much turbulence. And he's like, you're fine. This happens, by the way, all the time. Window into our marriage. Like, too much turbulence. He's like, you're going to be fine.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it's scary, too. You talking on private planes or regular?
I think any plane.
Yeah. No. I can handle the big ones hitting a little turbulence. I get scary. I get scary, but that I can't do that little thing anymore.
Can you imagine you're like a Cowboys fan or you're like an NFL
so
fan?
Excited when
Michael Irvin sits down next to you.
So excited. As soon as we hit that turbulence, and I put this death grip on, they say, oh my God. It's a whole different look. The phone goes down. They taking no more pictures.
No more selfies. No more selfies. Once it's like.
Really it's literally the safest way to travel.
It's the safest way.
Not even close.
I have to tell myself that.
Not even close.
Michael,
hands down the safest way to travel.
What are you talking? Calm down. Calm down. Yeah, it's by far the safest way. But still, you way up there, and I ain't controlling nothing.
That's right. I'm a control freak.
Right.
I want to go in the front and fly it myself.
Right. I don't want to do that, but I just want to. I don't know. I just want to. Yeah, that's a long drop. That's just a long drop. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's a long drop.
Shoes on or shoes off on a plane?
I go shoes on. Shoes on, because, you know. And then you're going to get up and go to the bathroom, and you guys know, because I know, I miss a lot in that bathroom. It's small areas, confined. You miss a lot in that bathroom. You have to keep your shoes on because, you know.
Well, that's very Britney Spears to go into a public bathroom with no shoes on. That's what we call Britney Spears.
And in the bathroom, you know, a little area, man, and you trying to hit a little area, and you know, plane moving, and then you know somebody coming in after you, right? So you looking down at how much you missed. Like, we missed quite a bit there. So I start grabbing some of the papers and throwing them down, trying to help get it clean. Before the next person come in and say, man, Michael peed all over the floor. So I try to clean it up, but you miss a lot on the planes.
I mean, you're going to have to stay through like a segment or two because we haven't even talked about football yet. We've had you on for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. It's a conversation about it.
But this is so much more fun than Justin Fields. I'm sorry, it is.
But that's a good conversation, that Justin Fields conversation, because the question is, and we'll get into it, is, are we moving him and looking for a spot as a starter, or are we saying he's not going to be a starter? See, we just assessing this as a starter, and that may not necessarily be the case.
I mean, 844-204-RICH is the number to call. Michael Irvin, the playmaker, here with me, Suzy Shuster, in for Rich Eisen. What are they doing there? Because I started the show earlier. I said it's Hypothetical Thursday because I got a lot of hypotheticals on my mind. What are they doing? I mean, so we already know that they kind of missed the boat on getting somebody big for him. But is there any, like, let me just ask you that. What are they doing, Michael?
You know what? And since he's been there, there's been a lot of what are they doing? I mean, on the football field, as they're bringing him along, it's what are they doing? I think Chicago is messed up by even sitting on this, trying to play the long game. We don't know what we're doing. We think it, because you say those things We don't know what direction that we're going. So everybody that thinks about they want the number one pick, hey, let's start making those calls and see if we can pry that pick away. You knew what you were doing from day one. You knew you were going to draft a quarterback. You should have gone into this saying that with that mindset, say, we're looking at those opportunities instead of dragging this out. Because now you drag it out. You dragging it out, and I think he's in a situation now where you got to ask the question, is he going to be a starter where he goes next, or is he going to take a backup role? Because the opportunities are dwindling. Atlanta was a great spot for him, but that's gone now. I thought Pittsburgh was a great spot for him, but they got Russ Wilson now. And they got Russ at the same number they would have had him at about $1.2 million or $1.3 million. He makes 1.6. So it was, and now where do you end up going? People I threw out the Raiders. I thought there's an opportunity there, but also Denver. Because here's what I say. Remember, Sean Payton liked Drew Brees, but he also had Taysom Hill. So I know Sean Payton likes J.J. McCarthy, but can he also go and get him and use Justin Fields as the Taysom Hill of this team and give him an opportunity to make some plays? I think he's going to have to start not just thinking about where can I go to start, but where can I go to compete for a job and maybe even have to back up on the job.
What's this doing to him mentally?
And this is the whole thing. You're only asking that question because of some of the things he has said. And I believe he's out here because of some of the things he has said. He said, I'm thinking too much on the football field. I just want to play your quarterback. That's the thinking position. I think you hurt yourself by saying that publicly. He said once he scrubbed himself, all his social media, Chicago Bears stuff, he said, well, I'm just tired of dealing with the pressure of, am I being traded, draft, and all that stuff. I'm tired of dealing with pressure. That's what playing the position is, pressure. So I think just saying some of those things doesn't serve him well because that's the position. Quarterback. It's a pressure situation where you have to think and make crucial decisions at the most crucial moments. Somebody should help him to say the right thing when he's talking publicly about his struggles.
Do you see any scenario in which he stays?
It would be the biggest boo-boo screw-up by Chicago to keep him if you go draft Caleb Williams and you keep Justin Fields in the same meeting room and same quarterback room. There's no way you can develop this man and develop this young kid to where he should be. Have his mind focused on him putting out his best with Justin Fields in the same room. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. And it would give so much credence to everything his dad said prior to the process if Chicago comes up and do that. Remember, he was worried about his son going to a horrible organization that didn't know what they were doing, and that's exactly what Chicago would be doing.
Michael, we were talking about this in the break about the dynasty on Apple, the Patriots dynasty.
Right.
And we really got to see at one point what it was like in the locker room with Garoppolo and Brady and the tension between the two. So you were just saying that with Fields and whoever comes up, you've got a quarterback. I mean, I was saying as we started the show, 65 different guys played quarterback position. And we saw what happened with Aaron Rodgers, where you go out there for 5 seconds. In a related story, I'll talk to you about Kirk Cousins next. But, that's the one question I thought was like, well, you know what? And you may have answered it right there, but God, there's so many guys getting hurt. And if you thought that Fields was a good idea, should you keep him? But it seems like after watching this doc, it's just too toxic in the locker room.
It's too much. And you remember they were chanting Fields. We want Fields at the end of the season last year. We want Fields. The receiver, Moore, he said, no, I want to play with my quarterback. Now play with Justin Fields. Now you just put him in a bad situation. The fan base still seeing Fields right there. DJ Moore still seeing Fields right there. And now we got to turn all our attention to Caleb Williams. Yeah, I that would be a bad move. that just would be a bad move.
What do you think about the Calvin Ridley signing?
I thought it was phenomenal. Now, I know a lot of people are blown away with that, but I'm going to tell you this.
That's a lot of money, Irv.
A lot of money. I'm going to tell you something. This dude got a lot of talent. A lot of talent. It hadn't all transmuted to the football field. But when you watch this dude practice, and remember now, Tennessee got a coach that knows him very well, that brought him over there. You watch him practice, you watch his skill set, you say, oh my God, this is the next great thing in the NFL. Doug Peterson thought it was going to be the next great thing for Jacksonville. I guarantee you they didn't want to lose him. That's how the number got up to where it is, because they didn't want to lose him. He has that raw talent, and he has such a work ethic. Coaches fall in love with him. But in 2020, he had 1,300 yards. So he has it. He just hasn't consistently dealt with it and put it up. He had 1,016 last year. But boy, his physical skill set, yeah. He can do all of that. Now, the interesting part is, they let A.J. Brown go from Tennessee, and that's basically what he got, 4 years, $100 million, 25 a year.
And Ridley's now 3 years older than A.J. Brown.
Right. And Ridley's older.
Yeah.
Because he has some situations.
Yeah.
By the way, what time do you have to go?
I don't know what time I'm
Can you
out
stay
of
to
here.
like 10:15, 10:20?
Yeah, I go another route.
I gotta weigh these things out. Okay, let's go next.
route.
Let's go Kirk Cousins next.
Yeah, let's go Kirk.
Is he worth this money? Would you have done that signing if you were the GM?
Let me tell you how I explained this on Undisputed, which I just did. My favorite candy growing up was Now and Later. Now and Later. You have some now, they so good, and you have some later, they still good. That's exactly what I think this is that Minnesota did. This was great, like my favorite candy. B. John Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. That was a talented group of guys that's ready to explode right now. And Kirk Cousins gives me that right now. I can explode with this team. I say, with Kirk Cousins, right now, you win the NFC South. You beat Tampa. You played Tampa tough last year. You split with them last year, and you didn't have Kirk Cousins. And they did have Baker Mayfield. They got him back, and you got Kirk Cousins now. I say you win the NFC South right now.
Wow.
Because Kirk makes you that good right now. And the deal you signed, I can go and find me. I'm going to give him a young quarterback right now, too. I'm going to put him behind Kirk, because I need him to transition in 3 years and take that role. And now I get both sides of that young trio of talent. I'll get the best out of them now with Kirk Cousins, and I'm training the guy that's going to take over for Kirk Cousins, and I'll get the best out of them later, just like my candy, now and later. That's why I like what Minnesota did. They're good right now, and when they find a good young quarterback, in 3 years, he'll be just coming into his game. They'll just ride him on in with them young guys, and they'll be good later. It was a brilliant play by Minnesota. Go all in right now. It was brilliant.
And you're not worried at all about his Achilles, because I look at a 36-year-old player, and he says, I've cleared everything but my Achilles, and I won't know until I get out there.
Right, but I was worried about it, but then they're coming up with so many techniques now. We saw Aaron Rodgers out there, man, practicing before the season even ended when he hurt his foot during the season. So I'm not worried about that. People thought Justin Fields going here. I would have been worried about that, because Justin Fields, who can run around, guys run around great. I need a disperser of this ball. I need somebody to decipher the defense and get it in the hands of my young talent. I don't want just one young talent holding on to the ball, running around. That's why I thought Kirk Cousins was great, because he's going to lift up the other guys. It's not about him. He's going to disperse that ball.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, those guys got to be super happy.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
Bad boys. And think this. You get a Justin Fields coming out of Chicago who's battered, beaten, and bruised by the way they treated him. He needs to see wide open before he throws, because he throws interceptions, he does anything. He's already said, I'm thinking too much of things. So Kirk Cousins, who's had Justin Jefferson. I've seen Kirk Cousins throw the ball. Don't. Oh, yeah. Great play. You know what I mean? Drake London is an area code receiver. That means I just need somebody to throw it up in the area code. I'm going to make the play. Justin Jefferson is, I want to see you open kind of quarterback. That matchup ain't great for me. I like the Kirk Cousins matchup. I see him throw balls to Justin Jefferson, so he shouldn't be throwing. I want him to throw those same balls to Drake London. See, I don't think Justin Fields would do that.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get your thoughts on the Cowboys. I'm sure that you have a lot of them, shall we say.
Might have some thought there, too. I mean, I'm just back talking now. I just love being back talking.
Michael Irvin ahead on the Rich Eisen Show. Yeah, I feel like I'm more curious about your I'm going to compare your fear of flying with your concerns with the Cowboys. Like, are you more panicked about flying or the Cowboys right now?
That's interesting.
I got a lot of ideas. It's Thursday. It's hypothetical Thursday. You know what I mean?
Interesting question.
Well, I like to come in here and change it up. When Rich isn't here, I think he's always surprised when the show is still on the air after I've come here. I think sometimes
why is that?
Because I tend to fly a plane with one engine. And is that a good way to put it?
Right.
Mikey, what do you think?
Right. And just the plane I'm afraid to get on. Just the plane.
He's like, why did I tell Suzy I'd come in? Wait a minute. Did she just say she wants to fly a plane with one engine?
Well, wait.
Yes, I did.
Just that plane.
I know, right? But then again, I feel like I don't work for the National Football League, so I can ask questions that maybe my husband would be like, why'd you ask that?
But it also you got a unique perspective too, though, because when man talks about fear, there are different levels of fear, and then you want to do a comparative analysis to that level of fear. Like, okay, I'm afraid of you over here, or this. Like what the Cowboys did now, I'm okay with. Right now, I'm okay with. Now, when we get in the season, it'll be a different thing.
But see, that's what I have to say. It's one thing to be okay with it in March. Right. It's another thing to be okay with it in September. I take ownership of Michael Irvin because I knew him first. Mikey D, you can back me up on this, please.
100%.
All right,
yes. Right. And you invited me to the wedding.
That's right.
Rich
I was at that wedding, yes, and it's just so incredible that Rich and I work together now.
I love it.
All these years too. I know. I just think I always say, when I'm doing you guys' baby name, this was ordained that we were together. We were going to be together. You know how much I love you, Suzy, and everything things that I did with my family, and you've always. Suzy's been there for all of us, though. Everybody. Suzy's like the mom of everybody. No matter what goes on, and anybody's family. Suzy calling to make sure anybody on our desk, on our team. She's going to call to make sure they're okay. She's like the mom. That's why we love her so much.
You know how I feel about you. But, I mean, I could go on about that all day. I love that you're here. I love that you raced down the 405 to be with us, so I really do appreciate it, I have to say. And he was my friend first, but that's enough. All right, so, ownership, right? Let's go Cowboys, because that's what everyone's waiting for, right?
Right.
Is there any part of you that is thinking, why aren't they making bigger moves?
And let me tell you, there are two things that here I said, okay, we could have. And there's one thing that I will say, that's the only time I was okay. Only thing I'm okay with if Jerry's going to stretch it. Now, I'll take the front end first. I would have loved to see Derrick Henry become a Cowboy. Great. Now, why you say Derrick Henry, Michael? Because I believe Cowboys, they needed a hammer since Zeke left. Somebody that makes a physical run, and Derrick Henry makes his physical runs. He's the best. He's the best at it. And he's still salty. He still has something left in the tank. He's a physical runner. We could have used that hammer. And you're disappointed because I thought Derrick Henry should be out of the price range, $15, $16, $17 million a year back still. He's worth that. But they really got him on a $9 million deal, 1 year deal for $9 million. You gave Tony Pollard 10 last year. I thought Derrick Henry was a possibility and you could have done that. Now, the only person in this early run that I wish Jerry could have done, and I would have said, stretch the money for that. Stretch the money. It's Christian Wilkins. That big fella that the Raiders just signed, if the Cowboys could have gotten a big fella like that, and I know it's $85 million guarantee, it's a lot of money, but that speaks to your leak. That's where you've been leaking, right there. Big defensive tackle. They can also get to the quarterback. They can stop and help with the run defense and put less pressure on the linebackers that you don't have. I mean, Kendricks is a great pickup, and we needed that. So, yeah, but all that other stuff that passed by, I would let pass on by. The only player I would have said stretch that pocket for, the Raiders got him. Yeah. And you didn't have to stretch the pocket for Derrick Henry. I wish you would have gotten him.
Yeah, he sure made Max Crosby happy. Stephen Jones just spoke about the Cowboys' free agency moves. Let's hear from him now.
Yeah, what did he say? I want to hear this.
I don't look at it as the next few weeks. I look at it as, all the way up and through the season in terms of, how we continue to address this. And, just as we all see, that first negotiating day, it's wild and it's big dollars. And but then as you see now, things are calming down. And, that's where we think, you can be efficient and do good things. I think we have in the past, and whether it's via a trade or whether it's via just like we did yesterday with Kendricks. I'm sure there'll be more players released around the league as people move forward and work within their cap. So you never know what you might see that you don't see today. So those are all things that we feel very prepared to make quick decisions on, and I look forward to it.
What do you think?
Yeah, and Jerry's always been with that philosophy and passed down that philosophy to Stevens, and I think he's right there. Those first few days, you overpay. You overpay. Now, if we all think back, you can't tell me someone that you remember getting pulled over, getting a big deal in those first few days that just went and turned it out for wherever they went and they got full value for the overpricing. You're going to be overpriced because everybody's betting and battling. So the number keep moving. You wait to that first tier fall. There's a lot of talent still left on the football, left in free agency, and a lot of talent still will be coming open where you can find some good deals and some good bargains. The Cowboys are up against it because they got to sign back Dak Prescott. They got to go sign CeeDee Lamb. And I think they should look into making sure they lock down Michael Parsons right now, because no doubt he's going to be, each year is going to cost you more money to sign him. So I would say you lock him down right now. But you have those things. That's why I'm saying don't go crazy. You can't overspend on someone. And we all base this off of Deion Sanders and Charles Haley. And when Jerry got a Deion Sanders, that made a difference. Jerry got a Charles Haley. That made a difference. I don't see any guy outside that Christian Wilkins guy that you would have brung in. I said, oh my God, that's going to make a difference. That you will have to overpay. I would, like I said earlier, would have liked to see Derrick Henry. I mean, the big guy go over there, Derrick Henry go over there, because I thought that was something that was viable. You could have got that. That was within the money structure. If I had $10 million at the running back slot last year, he's got $9 million now. And the salary cap went up. So, yeah, I thought that was possible. But I'm okay with everything else.
Michael Irvin here on the Rich Eisen Show. How badly does Jerry still want trophies? When we talk about the ones that you guys won, it's been a long time.
Yeah, but it's everything. It's everything. That's it. Everything has to work around right now. Jerry getting that one trophy. When he gets the one, I believe he'll be able to raise his hand like he wants to because he wants credit. And that was the breakup. That was the breakup. And now we want to ask about how important is it for Jerry. Consider the breakup. A man went back-to-back championships and Jerry made a change. So obviously it's important to Jerry to now, after doing that 100 years ago, to make sure he at least wins a Super Bowl. It's everything. It's everything. And he wants to be able to say he did it his way. But it is everything to him.
But it's confusing to watch as just a fan. So he could have had Bill Belichick, but maybe he decided, clearly he decided it wasn't worth it. He's got Dak ahead, and he's got to decide whether Dak is his guy. He's not a young guy.
No.
This is his last, he's approaching the battlefield right now for his last attack.
Right. And but he wants to win, and he wants to do it his way. And now I always say this, guys, when you made, I don't know how much you're worth, $10 billion, it's hard to tell that guy when all of his decisions have worked out so
13.
well for him like that.
13.
That dude, you don't know what you're doing. You know, people always say, man, get Jerry out the way. You think Jerry gonna listen to your broke ass? He got $10 billion. Your ass broke. Why should he listen to you?
13,
you know what I mean?
13, Bill Irv. You're shortchanging him.
Yeah, 13.
What's that?
He's up to 13.
All right, 13 Bill. Right. Right. And he's saying I hoodwinked him. Bought the Cowboys for $140. I got him up to $14 billion. That's crazy money. When you do that kind of stuff, yeah, you tend to listen to you a lot. I don't blame you for listening to you a lot either when you can do that. But he wants to win. He wants to win. He just wants to do it his way. And I like some of the things, just not all of them. Like, 'cause sometimes you do need hope. You kept the same same coach. So if you want to keep the same coach, just throw me a little bone here with a big name like a Derrick Henry to give the fan base a little more hope. Because we've done 12 wins. We've done 12 wins 3 years in a row, and we were out the first round. Now you come in with a player that says, hey, this guy can change things. Now you get hope that maybe this will be a different year. And that I think you had a chance to give that fan base a little joke, and you missed it.
So you're the GM. What do you do now?
Well, I stay pat right now. And there's still my biggest concern right now. Honestly, if I'm GM, if I'm Jerry, I'm trying to find out where Tyron's going to land at, where Tyron Smith's going to land, because he made about $8 million last year, and he really is one of the better tackles in the NFL right now. So first, I want to get all my guys back, try to get Tyron back, even though they've said he's going. First, they said he was staying out. They said he's going, and all of that's just negotiation. But that's what my focus would be. Getting back those main players that I talked about, the CeeDee, Dak, and Micah, and even Tyron. And then how can I get better? How can I go get me a little bit more help on the defensive line and some more linebacker help to shore up this run? And I would feel pretty good about that.
Here's your hypothetical. So if Dak resigns and he gets his big deal, should he restructure his contract to back end it the way Brady did to get it more players now to prove that he wants to be there and he wants to win now for Jerry?
Well, and that's just it right there. Dak, I don't, with the way these negotiations are going with him and the league and the Cowboys, each time they've been a fight, a fight to the end. So, and for every dollar, and it is lingered and played on, and I don't think that his agent's going to change. I think that'll be the same situation. I don't think Dak's going to be saying, hey, listen, we're looking to give a team-friendly deal. They want their money, and they'll get their money because they'll get it because they got all the leverage. Can't franchise him, you can't trade him. He has all the leverage, so he'll get it. He'll get it, and I'm okay with that. I like that. I'm not with those people that say, let's go in a different direction. No. I'm on 12 wins. We've been on 12 wins. We're in the playoff, and we got a shot. I'm not okay with going back in a different direction and falling all the way back to 4, 5, and 6 wins and out of the playoffs. Let's just keep this thing moving, adding players and winning.
Would you have been tempted to see Bill Belichick there for you? Would you have liked that?
I would have liked to see Bill Belichick in Dallas. I thought Atlanta. I thought he was going to Atlanta, and when Atlanta got Kirk Cousins, I said, "Oh my God, why wouldn't?" Now, if you had Bill Belichick, Dallas could certainly use him. Why do I say that? Dallas, when you watch that playoff game, the 3rd, the tight end just ran a little quick out. I had a cornerback that was 12 yards off the tight end. What are you doing? It's 3rd and 3. Get up on them and press them. Bill Belichick pays attention to those little tiny things, those little tiny details that win football games. That's what I wanted in Dallas. I love Bill. I don't know if Bill Belichick, if you're going to change Mike McCarthy, I would have loved to get Bill Belichick and tie down those little things right there. But I ain't want Bill touching the offense. I just want him to tie down those little things on defense, and I don't know if he'll be okay with just taking that side of the ball.
What's the biggest question you have for the Cowboys heading into this season?
It's still stopping the run. That's it. It's stopping the run. And who else goes on the board on game plan Wednesday? CeeDee Lamb is the first person we put on the board when the teams walk in on Wednesday. We got to stop 88. I wanted a Derrick Henry, so they said we got to stop CeeDee and Derrick Henry. I already got the defense in conflict. You see, the Cowboys don't have that at the running back position right now.
One last question, 1 minute to go. With all the devaluation of the running backs, you got to play with Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
So you know how valuable it is to have this great running back. So what are your thoughts on it?
It blows my mind, too. It really does. And even people now, we try to play with it. Talking about, look at the rush on running backs. Stop. There's no rush on running backs. All we did was shuffle them around a little bit. We really didn't move any numbers. They didn't move the number in a great way. Last year the franchise number was $10 million. This year it's $12 million. These guys are worth. You gonna tell me Derrick Henry was worth whatever you paid him, but you went and paid Ryan Tannehill $100 and something million. Saquon Barkley was worth what he was asking, but you went and paid Daniel Jones $45 million. The quarterback's not worth what you're paying him. The running backs are, and you're still paying the quarterbacks. That blows my mind right there. You know what I mean? Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. Who ran that team? Derrick Henry did, but Ryan Tannehill got the money. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was the catalyst of this team, but Daniel Jones got the money. What they're doing to running backs, it's insane. It's incredible, and I don't buy into it. I don't buy into it because the first time the great quarterbacks that you have are not playing well, what do we say? He needs to find a running game. That's how important those running backs are.
Michael, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, girl. You know I love you to death, too. Yeah,
I do.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.